Gideon Spiro. Words spoken at the Yeshkvol Alternative torch lighting ceremony, Independence Day 2006. I, Gideon Spiro, honored by many police interrogations and criminal indictments, all of them because of my activities against the occupation and human rights violations and for the struggle against nuclear, biological and chemical weapons, son of Greta and Dr. Samuel Spiro of blessed memory, who as the head doctor for Youth Aliyah worked to save children who had survived the Holocaust, father of Hagar and Adam, spouse of Mary and brother of Rabbi John Gabriel Spiro of blessed memory, hereby light an alternative torch against the occupation and apartheid state that has been tormenting the Palestinian people in the occupied territories for nearly 40 years, against the Israeli occupation army, against the brutal Israeli capitalism that squeezes our blood and our money out of us, tramples the dignity of the workers underfoot, against the trafficked in women, against the shameful treatment of the migrant workers, against the discrimination and racism from which many are suffering, the Arab citizens above all, and the Bedouin in particular, against the justice system that has turned into the concubine of the Shabak and the occupation army, against executions in general and executions without trial in particular, against the apartheid wall, against all nationalists, fascists and racists, against the state of Israel's manipulation of the Holocaust, against the extremism of all religions, against violations of human rights all over the world, against the genocide in Darfur, against the arms trade, against the hundreds of nuclear bombs that Israel is storing in its small territory, which are endangering our lives and our future, and at the same time I light this torch for the occupation refusers, for human rights activists in Israel and all over the world, who are our real brothers and sisters, for the end of the occupation, for the opening of the nuclear missile silos in the Galilee and the Beit Shemesh area, as well as the reactor in Dimona, to international supervision as a first step towards closing them, for the nuclear disarmament of Israel, for a Middle East free of weapons of mass destruction, for the removal of the settlements from the landscape of our lives, for the replacement of the law of return with the universal immigration law, for the replacement of the national anthem, for a state of all its citizens, for a socialist democratic state that espouses peace, equality and human dignity and liberty, for the prisoner of conscience Mordechai Ivanunu, an alternative Nobel Prize laureate, also this year a nominee for the Nobel Peace Prize, who sacrificed 18 years of his life for the sublime idea of a world free of nuclear weapons, who was not broken despite the cruel conditions of his imprisonment, and who even today is committed to the same objective, and whom the government of Israel is continuing to abuse by imposing restrictions on his freedom of expression and movement, which are basic rights in democratic societies. And for the slogan, proponents of human freedom all over the world, unite.